retirement company, been headquartered in Indianapolis since 1877. We have 2,400 employees, about 2/3 of them are in downtown Indianapolis. So at One America, because we're primarily office work, nearly all of our employees have been home for nearly 2 years. And we're getting to the point where that's just not working anymore. And we feel very strongly that for us to be fully effective as a business, that we need to have people back in on a hybrid schedule. The challenge we have is that 84% of our people are vaccinated, and we have heard loud and clear from our vaccinated employees that they want no part of working in an open office environment with unvaccinated associates. And some have made it very, very clear that if we try to commingle them with unvaccinated people, they'll consider that our workplace is not safe, even though we have medical grade HVAC in our buildings. And we're pretty sure we're going to lose a number of highly valuable vaccinated associates if we try to commingle. So given that, we feel once we get through this Omicron wave that we need to be back in on a hybrid schedule, that we had to make the hard decision to require vaccinations. We think the impact on our business of requiring vaccination will be very light. But we feel if we don't require vaccinations, we're really going to struggle to attract the type of people that want to work in our company. So that's the first point. Second point is one of our businesses is that we offer group life and disability insurance to employers. And we are seeing right now the highest death rates we have ever seen in the history of this business, not just at One America. The data is consistent across every player in that business. Now, this is primarily working age people, 18 to 64, that are in employers like all the employers on the screen here. And what we saw just in third quarter, we're seeing it continue into fourth quarter, is that death rates are up 40% over what they were pre-pandemic. Now, just to give you an idea of how bad that is, a 3 sigma or a 1 in 200 year catastrophe would be 10% increase over pre-pandemic. So 40% is just unheard of. And what the data is showing us is that the deaths that are being reported as COVID deaths greatly understate the actual death losses among working age people from the pandemic. It may not all be COVID on their death certificate, but deaths are up just a huge, huge numbers. We're also seeing an uptick in disability claims. At first, it was short-term disability claims, and now we're seeing long-term disability, whether it's long COVID or whether it is because people haven't been able to get the health care that they need because the hospitals are overrun. We're seeing those claims start to take up as well. And for One America, we expect the costs of this are going to be well over $100 million, and this is our smallest business. So it's having a huge impact on that. Those costs will trickle towards other employers over time because premiums are starting to go up. So it will cost more for employers. And most of us in the industry are starting to target and to add premium loads onto employers that are based in counties that have low vaccination rates. It's just typically what we would do for underwriting when you have a risk factor like that. There's also going to be higher costs on employers from greater absences, particularly in a time when there's low unemployment and workers are hard to come by, but they'll be out because they're sick, they have long-term disability, or sadly they have passed. So those are a couple points, Kevin, that I want to just share in addition to the things that I think are pretty well known out there. Thanks for the opportunity.
Scott, thank you so much for joining us. And now I'd like to turn to Paul Perkins. Again,